What is up, everyone? We are officially live. Welcome back to another Shade Selects. Happy Monday to everyone who is just getting their week started. We have a big night this evening. I'm going to be bringing on Kostos here in just a minute, and then we are going to be introducing our guest for the evening. It is Seth Fowler. So happy to have you all with us again. This month is flying by, but it's going to be a little different this evening since we have a new guest with us. And we're going to go through some of our pickups, talk about some shoes that we're looking at potentially going for the rest of the month since we're almost to the end of it here. Crazy. But it's good to see you all hopping in here this lovely Monday night. Excited to get this week started. So let me bring in Kostos here, and then we're going to have Seth join us in just a few minutes. What's going on, Kostos?
What's up? What's up? Great to be on with you on this beautiful Monday. I wish I could say like the weather's beautiful, but it's been raining for like the last 3 months in the Northeast. I know you had an interesting day today with the weather, but always great to be on. Always great to be talking sneakers and streetwear releases, and really excited to bring Seth Fowler on in a couple minutes. He's obviously awesome and one of the most well-known shoe tubers out there. So I think kind of a momentous night for the channel, for the show, for you. This is pretty exciting.
This is huge. I mean, we got the biggest sports bet personality out there, Nick Kostos, and then one of the biggest shoe tubers out there. I don't think the duo is going to be better than this tonight.
But I tend to agree with that, and I'll actually give Seth the edge over me on this one. And normally I'm pretty egotistical; I wouldn't do that, but I'm really pumped to have him on. I've obviously your videos are great, his videos are great, so this is going to be a lot of fun. I feel like for all the fans.
All right, so I'm excited to talk about some of the pickups for this week, but we'll bring Seth on and kind of go through it together to see what we were all able to cop in the past week or so and what we're going to be thinking about going for this week. So let's bring Seth Fowler on. We're going to give you some air horn, though. Everyone loves a good air horn, Seth.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited.
It's so happy to have you on, Seth. I mean, it has been kind of an exciting moment for us just because you were the first YouTube channel to actually shout out ShadeTV. I actually, awesome. Before we even start, I'm going to bring this up. This is almost a full year ago that Seth shouted out the channel, and it really, truly means the world, Seth. We have grown so much since that shout out, and I know a lot of it honestly has to do with this shout out that you gave us. So let me just bring this up, everyone. I'm going to cover my face with it. But this was Seth's literal shout out almost a year ago. Our channel has grown, 6 times the size that it was when you did this shout out for us, but it definitely increased because of, the love that you gave us, and it really brought us a lot of followers who maybe had overlooked the channel and hadn't seen it before. So just really, really appreciate your support, Seth, since day one.
Well, I appreciate that. I think you're giving me more credit. I think you did most of the work on that one. I didn't really, but it was one of those things that I was watching your videos and these are awesome. These are so sick. And so, yeah, that was sort of what got the shout out happening.
Well, I appreciate
the best part about that is that she still has that kind of luck winning raffles. I've never met anyone that wins as many raffles and has the best luck. It is I take L's constantly. Marissa's constantly scoring dubs. It is unbelievable.
I mean, listen, crazy. I wasn't even going to start the channel, to be real with you, until I could start taking W's, and it just happened, and it's been continuous, so I can't lose the luck. The first thought process is, how do you start a channel, right? If you can't actually get a sneaker, it's very difficult to do. Definitely. So that was kind of number one priority, was, can I secure a shoe? And then it just kind of started unraveling, and here we are today with Shade Selects.
That's awesome. That's
so let's
talk.
Well,
congrats on the success.
Thank you so much, Seth. I really appreciate it. I mean, I looked up to your channel, by the way, before I even started this channel. I think you just have one of the highest quality channels out there, and the look, the feel of it, your humbleness, and just the way you are able to speak to your audience. So I have a broadcasting and journalism degree, but I'm very particular on hosts and how they speak. And I really think that you've just got basically all the puzzle pieces that make just a really solid YouTube channel.
I really appreciate that. It seriously means a lot. Thank you.
I'll just keep giving you compliments the whole night. And Kostos is giving you extra love, which actually means a lot. He doesn't give compliments to everybody.
No, listen, I love kind of the shoe tubers, and I watch a lot of them. And like, listen, like I'll just say this, man, Seth. I think where you win is you're super authentic, man. And like I've watched a lot of your videos over the years. I just think it's super cool that you're on the channel, and Marissa's obviously great too. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Pumped to have you on chopping it up, even though you're I believe you're a Philadelphia 76ers fan and I'm a New York Knicks fan. So we can kind of put that rivalry aside for the purpose of this content.
Oh, man, I'm in the middle of this rivalry right now. I'm separating the two of you. So let's talk about some shoe pickups for the past week. I know that Kostos is a big New Balance fan. Seth, I don't know how you feel about New Balance collabs, but the big pickup for me last week was the Ronnie Fee Kith collab that was done on the RC 1300. I picked up all 3 colorways because I just obviously couldn't decide which one I wanted. But we've got
How did you do that?
So I got early access. I got an email, and I was like, "Is
so
this
did I,
for
by
real?"
the way, but I didn't score a W. So did I, by the way. We were texting what had happened, and Marissa got all 3. I got
texted
0.
Kostos. I know. I was like, "Kostos, you're not going to believe this, but I just got this email from Kith, and they're allowing me basically to buy whichever colorway I wanted. So I just bought all 3."
God bless.
But we have the white pepper, the antler, and the elephant color scheme. Which one are you 2 vibing with?
Those are fire. I like the elephant. I don't know what it is. I like them all.
It's hard, right? It's really hard. So this is how it worked. I could have saved money on shipping, but here I am. I buy one, and then I took a minute. I buy the next one, and then I take another minute. I'm like, oh, I could have saved so much money if I just bought all 3 shoes together. And individual shipping costs. I mean, it really does, add up. But here we are with 3 colorways.
They're all pretty dope, though, right? I think Seth kind of said that he agrees with that. I think, and I said this last week about the kids.
This is your favorite.
Though that's the best one because I feel like you can wear those with non-Kith colors, whereas the other 2, it's like it's all Ronnie's palette, so it's like you have to wear that with other Kith outfits. Whereas these, I think you can wear with anything. That's the most versatile pair, in my opinion. That's the one I'll probably cop. And they're not going for crazy right now for resale, so that's going to be my look. Will be the
Kith monogram, too, like the detailing on this. This is just really high-quality material. I mean, New Balance is known to just kill it when it comes to materials, but I rocked these around the other day. I can attest that they are comfortable. I almost spilled ice cream on them as well. That was almost a very sad moment.
Almost being the operative word there, continuing to score those W's.
I was at this event for Bose. This is along your line of work, Seth, actually, because you do the technology unboxings as well. But they gave me some ice cream, and I took the first scoop, and I flung it. And it literally missed my shoe by 1/4 of an inch. Like, did anybody just see that? Okay. Maybe
not just lucky with raffles, but also with ice cream filling. That's great.
Oh, yeah.
What flavor was it?
Cookies and cream.
It's good, solid ice cream flavor. Might be my favorite, actually.
They have a new flavor, though, at Van Leeuwen. It's macaroni and cheese. Is that crazy?
Yeah, we talked about that on my show last week. Like, I would never.
Wow.
Oh, you did? There's literally crazy lines. Crazy lines out the door to get this macaroni and cheese ice cream. I don't know if they have. Do they have a Van Leeuwen where you're at, Seth?
Not that I know of. No.
When you come to New York, you gotta try Van Leeuwen ice cream. It's really good, but they've got a new crazy flavor, macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, I'll definitely. I'll try it. Why not? The experience.
Macaroni and cheese seems to be trending. Every time I go to the theaters now, it's like all macaroni and cheese ads before the movie starts. So I don't know what's going on with mac and cheese, but it's like the new deal again.
Probably because people sitting home during the pandemic, during quarantine, like didn't want to cook and probably just making mac and cheese every night.
Exactly. Are you Kraft or Velveeta?
Ooh, craft.
Craft, right? Probably craft.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
See, my family always made me Velveeta. I hated it so much. I'm like, please, can we get craft? So
all about
much
the
better.
craft.
Right?
Definitely.
Hashtag this is not a sponsored ad for Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Although if they do want to sponsor, like our phones are on.
Yeah.
I know, exactly. Everybody's like Kraft for sure. So what about you two? Any pickups for the past week? Seth's like, what do I have? Yeah. I know you've got something around there, Seth. What do you got?
I saw them in the back here. I saw them in the back of on your shelves, but I just got these in. The New Balance
Kostos, where's yours? I feel like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers right now. We're each gonna bring out our elements. Water.
These are the best. I love them. They're so sick.
They're fire. Ridiculous.
Oh my god. Look at this. This is the best like trio photo right now.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
This is not usual for three people to cop a very limited sneaker like this, but
well, see, I paid resale, so I had to do it.
I also, for the record, paid resale, and like I have no qualms about it. It's my sneaker of the year, so I absolutely loved it.
It is up there for sure. I've been just like the biggest New Balance fan over the last like year and a half, 2 years, just because it was one of those brands that like I just always took for granted. And then when I really started to look into them, I'm like, holy bro, like how did I miss this? Like how did I not see it the whole time? Like the 990s are some of the best like sneakers in general that have released over the last couple decades. I mean, they're crazy.
They were on the runway. So it's like it's crazy how they've actually tied New Balance really into kind of my world, which is fashion. Believe me, when we have runway shows, if somebody's like, those are your shoes and they're sneakers, I'm so excited because I know I'm not going to fall on my face. But, if it's a heel, it's like 50-50 that it's even your size. So, most of the time they're like, just stuff the toe box or, we'll stuff the back and pray that you don't fall. But, it's pretty scary going on the runway for the first time, not testing out the shoe. And you're like walking out there, try to just make it to the end, but you can't see anything because everybody's flashing their cameras on your eyes. So sneakers are the best shoe that I'm so happy are trending on the runway because that's all I want to walk in.
That's awesome.
Throw me in these, all the designers out there for this fashion week. I'll take this shoe on the runway any day.
New Balance are the sickest, and like I've said, like I think it's if I could only wear one brand over the next year, I would pick New Balances. Seth, like, do you think New Balance is the best brand right now?
100%, no question. And just the fact that they like fire. The collabs are awesome. Even their mainline stuff, I've just been blown away. Like I actually also picked up the 550s. I picked up two. I picked up the standard 550s. Like white and green, and then the ALDs. Let me grab them real quick.
Oh man,
I wore those over the weekend. Nuts.
So the ALD ambassador is over here.
Well, I'm not to brag, but yeah, we big ALD fans over here. I wore those over the weekend.
I'm pretty sure you're the mascot. We need to like hit up Ame Leon Dor and just say, listen, we found your mascot and it's Kostos. But
it's like I'm a Greek guy from Queens, Teddy. Sure. Like shoot me some free stuff, man. I've spent enough money at that place.
You better tell him you went to his family's diner. And maybe you'll get some points there.
That's sick.
I mean, chances are I probably have, growing up in Queens. I would assume I've been there at some point. I don't even know what it is, but probably.
Yeah, I mean, he basically talked about how he didn't have very much money growing up. But, like, it's crazy when he was talking about how he would have $10. He would literally go into the city to buy, like, a full-on head-to-toe look. And I'm just like, if I had $10 nowadays, I was going into the city trying to, like, style from head to toe, I would not come out with a good outfit. It would be socks, actually. On that note, actually, Seth, I want to show off some of your socks while I have them in front of me. I am obsessed with them, and I actually was kind of starting this new section on my channel where I do like a kind of subtle accessories session where I talk about how to style with socks just because I think it gets overlooked and it's so essential. I feel like when you're styling from head to toe, how your sock game is, and people really, I think, take it for granted in a sense where it's just like, whatever, I'm just going to throw anything down there, and they wear really poor quality socks, but like your socks are so high quality. I think so this is probably one of my favorite designs.
Dope.
Oh, I love those ones. Yeah, those ones are sick. I've
And
got
I'm a
pair
foot
on, too.
model, Seth, just so you know. So I have tried
awesome.
many socks before. My feet have modeled many socks.
That's
So if
awesome.
anyone's professional enough to test your socks out, what pair did you just show that you were wearing?
I showed
These ones?
maybe the brown ones. These ones come out I think next
Oh yeah,
Friday.
I've got those one right here.
Oh yeah, I love those. Those were
And
actually designed by have you heard of Jason Diaz or Jason Negrito?
Like
He did
Kostos.
he's one. Those are so fire.
Yes. Do we like
Oh my
this
God, that's a sick
combo?
combo.
That's
Love
a
it,
great
love it.
combo. Who
they're
were
great.
you mentioning, Seth?
There's this graphic designer I've worked with in the past who actually did like this special sort of like artist run collab for us. So that's what that is. And they're sick. And they've got a little bit of he's Australian, so he doesn't really care about Pennsylvania, but they've got a little bit of a PA hit on them right there. So
I was like, is he Sydney or Melbourne? Are we gonna have like a little something on Australia on the socks eventually?
I'm not sure actually. I've sent him a bunch of socks, but I don't remember where he was. My bad.
You're like, I don't know which region, and I know they're pretty territorial. It's like, do you like Sydney or do you like Melbourne? Which one do you like more?
Right.
But if he's a city guy, it's probably Melbourne.
Like the socks are like major like market inefficiency though, because I said this last week I think on the show. Like I think it's something that a lot of fashion people, a lot of sneakerheads kind of overlook. I wear crappy socks, and all I wear is white socks or black socks. And I actually said last week I'm looking.
We gotta hook Kostos up
after this. I'll hook you up, definitely.
Maybe I said that just to dangle it out to see if I could get some free socks. But in all seriousness, I feel like this is something that's going to become really big because I think it's a lot of people are missing this part of it, and it like puts an entire outfit together. So I think it's pretty brilliant on your part. And I'm not just saying that because you're on the show. I said it last week just in general.
This is another style that you've got. And I actually have these Reebok Ghostbuster sneakers.
Oh, those are sick.
I feel like this, I'm like trying to get them both in here, but like this would be such a dope combination.
That's a way better combo than what I was rocking those with. That's way better.
I gotta stop my little pieces though on the shoe. They keep falling out, so I'm losing the tubes. So I need to like contact Reebok and ask them if they have any extra tubes laying around.
What a question.
I mean, is that random like customer service question?
Real, you got any tubes lying around? You can send me a couple extra tubes.
I need to go hunt down some ghosts, and I can't do it without two of my tubes connected to my shoe. But yeah, I love your sock line, Seth. And so when can everyone expect for your next release to drop?
So the next one's dropping this Friday on Apothecary, or not, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it is this Friday on apothecary.com. It's spelled APTHCRY. And we do drops bi-weekly. But in the future, in the very near future, there may be possibly like a fully available sock line, possibly. I don't know if I'm supposed to leak that yet or not, but it's coming. Possibly.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
You've come a long way, though. I mean, it's hard to just design and do anything in the fashion industry since, I've been in it for over a decade now. So it's really exciting to see, someone like yourself that's actually really dived into, creating artistically a design like this, but just also getting it started, which I think is the hardest part. People talk a big game all the time. My industry, it's like, I want to start a swimwear line. That's kind of like every girl in my industry goes through that. And I feel like there's a lot of my friends, everyone seems to have a swimwear line. I'm not going to be dropping a swimwear line. Sorry, everybody. But that's kind of one of the common things that everybody talks about. And, it's rough. It's really rough to get your product out there. But I think that, your socks are known to sell out every single drop, which is very cool.
I've been surprised by that every time. Like every time it happens, like, how did that happen? I can't believe this.
Does that give you like, obviously, like your channel does really well, and I'm sure that's as the years have gone on, that's been something that obviously really fires you up. I'm sure you see the views on videos, etc. Would you say it's like the same type of satisfaction, or is it like more satisfying when a sneaker you design or the socks that you design when that sells out? Like break that down for us. Like which feels cooler and why?
I'd say the videos feel cool because I know that I'm providing entertainment for people, and to have people respond positively to that is great. But it's like a whole different thing when you make something and you give it to them. And I think because I originally went to school, I have a bachelor's in industrial design, which is not fashion, but I have some understanding of fashion, more so on the manufacturing side. So like for me, it was something that I started this brand with my with a friend of mine from college. And we hadn't, like, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Long story, but but it was like really, really fulfilling to be able to do that and create something that we both really believe in, and create a product that like we've genuinely put time not only into the designs but the actual makeup of the socks themselves. And that's why like I dabbled in like, you know, starting like a clothing brand over the last couple of years, but it was never something that it never really had a focus. And I think the fact that we were able to like really focus on socks and make as good of a sock as we possibly could make is just really helped us kind of find our lane. And it's been so fulfilling to see people like enjoy them. And the fact that honestly, when we first dropped the socks, we didn't plan it to be like a kind of brand that like sells out. We planned it to just be always available. And then the first one sold out, and then they kind of kept selling out, and we're like, this is crazy. So we've like every drop we increase the stock a little bit, and we keep trying to like push it, and hopefully you know, we'll get into retailers in the next hopefully couple months. We'll see what happens with that, but yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's a crazy feeling.
Great feeling to have, though. And I understand from, you know, the other end, because I work, I guess, in showrooms here in New York. So I've seen kind of the buyer side, and, you know, what goes into buyers coming in and deciding what products they really think will do well at the different stores that they each individually are repping for. So it's really cool that you're just doing this on your own without even being in stores yet, which is pretty incredible. That's
the internet for you. It helped me out so much, and this wouldn't be happening.
Right?
Well, none of this would be happening without the internet, but like, but yeah, it's really changed. It's changed the world. I can't even imagine like what our lives would be like without it, because we wouldn't obviously be doing what we're doing now and have careers in this field. It'd be crazy. So yeah.
So it looks like we got a question for you, Seth, that I'm going to bring up here. One question for Seth, actually, but for all in Seth's videos, I see him wearing the Nike Invincible almost every time. Has the Super Comfy shoe made it harder to wear super hyped Air Jordan 1s?
100%. 100%. It sucks. Like, and I keep them by the door too, so that makes it easier. Like, I go out, I probably leave my house at least once or twice a day, so just the fact that they're by the door, I'm always in them. So yeah.
I just have my week-to-week shoes by the door, the ones I want to wear, because it's just like a mental note, right?
Do that.
Got to push
my 700 analogs have become like my beater pair. They sit by the door. I wear them every time I go out just to do whatever.
Yep. That's a good call, though. I never thought to like put the collection. My wife probably wouldn't love it if I had like 7 sneakers by the door all the time. But
all you do is get the shelf, Seth. Get the double shelf, and then you can kind of stack it. It'll look nice and organized. So she'll see it. It'll be subtle, not too much of a statement where she trips over your shoes in front of the door, which probably is the story of my life. I'm tripping on my shoes all day long.
I'll tell you what, your wife lets you do that front door with the case. That is a good woman, because my girlfriend would that guy, she might actually murder me if I did. I'd be like, honey, what do you mean? I put them all in a case. She'd be like, get out.
Get out. It's poor Kostos has a little suitcase outside the front door. He's like,
I have a suitcase under my shoes. Under the bed in the guest room. I've got sneakers there because like I can't have like there's too many of them out already. Like I literally have to hide them in the guest room.
That's great.
Well, you both have good women, because I know that shoes can really take up a lot of space, and it's not something you can really hide subtly.
True. Very true.
I was just saying, my mom laughs because I have shoes on every door of my apartment, every single door, because I can hang them because of my foot size. So they go in little cubby holes. But every door I have utilized in my apartment, which is about 7 doors. So I have 7 doors worth of shoes.
God bless.
It's a different kind of sneaker wall, I guess, right?
Very cool.
Sneaker doors, it's trending.
Definitely cool. Oh, absolutely.
All right. So, Seth, one of the topics I wanted to bring up actually is this new series that you've been doing, and it's about $20 sneaker collection, which is really cool, because I know for myself, when I was getting into sneakers, I didn't have a lot of money to spend, and it was just a difficult thing for me to kind of go after the hottest Jordans. So my mom was always like, we're going to use my Nordstrom's discount. You can get Skechers or K-Swiss, but that was like the highest tier she was going to let me go after. So I think it's really cool that you've expanded your channel, and maybe you can just kind of give us, shed some light on what this whole new episodic thing is about with the whole $20 experience.
Yeah. I guess for me, I really got inspired. I was watching this one guy on YouTube called Retro Rick, and he does essentially what I'm doing in the series, where he started out with $10 and he bought used like retro video games like NES stuff and started reselling it and built up this $10,000 gaming collection, which is insane. And that was something that, growing up, like I've always been into like eBay, and it was mainly like when I was back in like 2005 when I was first on eBay, I was like buying and selling like Game Boy games. And just growing up with sneakers, like kind of doing that in the background, never like reselling to resell, but just like if I bought a pair of sneakers, like I used to live in New York for about 4 years when I was working at a design firm in New York, and it just was so easy for me to like walk into a store and, like, for example, walking into Kith, you find like a pair of Off-Whites on the shelf or whatever. I'm kind of going off track, but it's one of those things.
It happens.
It does.
I've had a
It's
pair
nuts.
of Aimé Leon doors, 327s, sitting in all three colors. I was just like, and they just said, oh, somebody didn't come in to pick them up. Do you want them? And I'm like, I will take all three.
That's crazy.
Actually, I'll take 2 in each color.
So jealous.
Hasn't happened since.
Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah. Okay. But it was just like trying to harness that joy of discovery. So like bringing together something that I think we all like really enjoy doing, which is like trying to find value in something, like you were talking about earlier, Taylor DeSantis with the $10, going to New York with $10, like trying to harness that joy of like being able to find something like a good deal, whether that's a cool pair of sneakers or something that you just wouldn't think that you'd enjoy finding or rocking or whatever. So it was just, it was inspired by Retro Rick, and then it was something that I figured I'd try. And when I started it, I'm like, this is so much fun. And it's been like one of those series where, like, there's ups and downs. Like I spent $225 at Plato's Closet 2 days ago, and I don't know if I'm going to make that money back, because some of the sneakers like ended up being. I bought a pair of New Love ones in a size 6 for $60, which I think I overpaid, because when I got the sneakers home, like the toe was cracked. Like originally, I was thinking I could sell this for like $80 to $90, but now I'm not thinking they're going to make that. So it's definitely like some ups and downs, but it's really like a really fun challenge for myself, and I think I'm hoping that translates to people watching. And that's something like I know that I'm sure you've dealt with this being a creator. Like there's times where you get sick and tired of the same old content, and you want to try something that's not only fun for the people watching, but fun for you. And so this is something that I feel like has been really fun for me.
I was jumping on a bed when I started my channel, just so you know, in the dark. I didn't know about lighting. I didn't know exactly how I was going to start the channel, how I could be entertaining. And so it's funny to kind of watch your channel as it grows and kind of changes every year, every month. But I've definitely come a long ways, and it's refreshing though to have new episodes like this. This is why we've done Shade Selects, and I'm happy to have Kostos on, and obviously to have guests like you on. But I think it's a cool series. It's different.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
I watched one of the videos today. Definitely awesome. Any of these places you go to like sketchy at all, or like you ever like looking over your shoulder, like oh boy, like what's
Not too much. I have noticed that like I never really went to thrift stores as much as I've been going to now, and like I started going in the mornings because it's easier for me to go in the morning and then work later on in the day. And the people that go like right when Goodwill's open every single day, you start noticing the same people, and some of them are weirdos. Like some of them I get, some of them like like some of them are like me, like we're just going for good deals. But and the thing is, like I'm sure there's a lot of people, like I'm sure Sean Witherspoon from Round 2, I'm sure he goes to Goodwill's all the time. But then there's like those people that you're like, oh, okay, so this is what you do for fun. This is like
you know Jacob Starr, actually. So Jacob Starr, he is like on another level. So I'm from Seattle too, and
no way, it's awesome.
I don't know where he's going, like these Goodwill stores, because it's like some backdooring before they actually make it into the Goodwill store to be tagged, even where he's like going through these boxes. And I was just like, how do you have this hookup, and how do you know about what t-shirt is actually going to sell for like $10,000? Like I think I watched him actually resell a t-shirt for $10K.
I saw that one. Yeah, that was
which
nuts.
is mind-blowing.
He's
so you're
talented.
going to do
He's
that as well,
best.
right? With sneakers. You're going to find
That's
that
the that's
the
$10,000
sneakers somewhere.
Did you cop that Tupac shirt from the last video you did?
Oh, I wanted to. It was one of those things where like I left the store. I'm like, shoot, I got to. I should have done that, but it was gone by the time I went back. And
that
I
was
felt
your
like
$10,000 shirt done.
I
Opportunity
know
lost.
honestly, it probably would have gone for a lot. I don't know. It was a mistake. It was a mistake.
I grew up going to flea markets my whole life, so
I love
it's
flea
kind
markets.
of like ingrained in me to go thrifting, and my grandma was always teaching me to wheel and deal. You know, they tell you 3 for $10, you go for 7 or 5, or actually free first was usually the move. My grandma would be like, try and get it for free. I'm like, Grandma, there's no way they're going to give me this shirt for free. And little do you know, I get a free shirt instead of like buy 3 for $10. It's like buy 1
awesome.
and you get the other 2 for free. So she was right growing up.
Oh man, I used to go I still go yard sailing now. It's an addiction. It's a problem. I don't know. Yeah.
So somebody is asking just a very specific question, Seth, which is, do you like the Yeezy 700 MNVN Bright Scions?
Yeah, they're nice. They're not bad. I'm not like a huge MNVN lover just because there's nothing wrong with the sneaker, but like I can never find. I have such a problem with like pants. And everyone says it in all my videos, like I suck at picking pants. And so like I can never find a pair of pants that work with those shoes. And it's nothing against the shoe. The shoe's great, but I just can't rock them. I don't know what it is.
It's bright colors. I have them right here, actually. I mean, this is
nice. The blue is nice.
This is definitely, though, it's a fun color for the summer, but you know, blues can be really difficult.
Yeah.
But this is definitely a look at me color. Kostos, look at that face. Go on, Kostos.
Yeah, I don't really. No, yeah, I don't really. I don't like them. I think they'd be really. We talk about this with Carolina Blue. Carolina Blue is very hard to style. I don't like the fact that the 700s across it. I'm kind of out on all Yeezys right now that aren't like the new stuff, like foam runners, slides. I've got so many pairs of 350s. I've got the 700s I really like. Like I like Kanye's like shit that's like way like out there. The slides, the foam runners, that's what I'm about right now with Yeezy.
Agreed. Definitely.
Yeah. I didn't see you wearing these, Kostos, I'm not gonna lie. All right. So what shoes have you guys been wearing this week? Besides the Chalet Bembury's? What else have we been bringing to the table? I know, Kostos, you've got your rotation.
Yeah, I mean, the off, I wore a couple times this weekend. The off, I have them in the other room. The off-white, and I know that there's like a similar pair coming out this week of off-whites. I copped the off-white waffle racers in like the white-silver colorway with the green, nice. Like the lime green laces. I think they are so slept on, and it's funny because my girlfriend always used to say to me, like, those are stupid because the spikes on the bottom are stupid, and like people are going to hate them. And I eventually just said, like, I really like these, so I copped them. And now whenever I wear them, I get so many compliments from people. They're like, those are so different. They're so cool. So I wore those a couple times this weekend. In addition to that, I just wear like white Air Force Ones, like just standard white Air Force Ones.
We have some new spike shoes coming out.
Yeah.
With the Off-White collab. What do you think about the boys. Kind of, they're different than yours, Kostos.
Yeah, I kind of like them, and I like the I busted out recently the Zoom Fly tulips. I like the pink pair, like the pink and black pair a lot is the one that I prefer of the three.
I don't know which color I would go for. I don't mind the black and green, but I don't see myself wearing black and green as much. I think I like pink when it's subtle. That's a hard one. And then the white one is nice too. I just tend to get white shoes dirty all the time, like spilling ice cream on my sneakers lately. That's my newest thing. After coffee, of course. I spill coffee on my sneakers first, then ice cream. I don't know how do I manage to spill coffee on everything? I don't get it. It's just always a little tiny coffee stain on everything.
Like blood, coffee, I would say in that order for worst things to spill on.
Okay, no blood, thankfully. I don't have any cuts on me. No cuts or wounds from filming today. I don't know if you know, Seth, I do fresh selects for Jimmy Jazz every so often. Mm-hmm. So today, actually, I got to do a really cool dunk that is actually releasing on the 22nd, and it's the New York versus New York dunk low.
Oh, I love that dunk. That dunk is so sick. Is it releasing like outside of New York?
It should be. Yeah.
Okay,
I
'cause
mean, I know that Jimmy Jazz for sure is
inspired.
going to be releasing it online on the 22nd.
Mhm.
And it's really cool. It's just all about, all the different locations where the tournaments happen every summer annually. And it's just
Mhm.
really kind of repping street ball, which it's huge. It's part of the New York culture. So we actually took that shoe and we filmed it on West 4th Street, which is probably
Oh, sick. Yep.
it's so cool until you're filming and I was out there and there was just so much noise, and for some reason the whole scoreboard was run by a generator. I don't know why they don't have why it's not battery operated or something, but it was so loud, the generator going on. I was just like, I can't even hear myself breathe right now.
Because it wouldn't be New
Generator's
York
so
without
loud.
the generator going on, keeping the scoreboard going.
Probably because all the thunderstorms, honestly. Like, probably the power's gone out a bunch because it never
Yeah,
fucking
actually,
stops
probably,
raining
yeah.
here now.
Okay, I know. Can you imagine? And they're like, does anybody remember what the score was? I mean, I think the board just shut down. Oh, I guess we'll call it. We're just going to give this team the win. But yeah, so I got to film that on West 4th Street, which was really
sick.
cool to see them actually playing a game too, which we weren't expecting. We just went out there and we were hoping to get some nice kind of live footage, but then it was an actual tournament that was going on. So pretty cool to get that in the
That's
backdrop.
awesome.
Are you going for
Very
that
cool.
shoe, Kostos, too? I think Seth might be going for it.
I think they're
100%.
pretty awesome, right? I think they're pretty awesome, and like
That's
great
great.
fall colors. Like, I love the green, love the orange. Like, I think that's a sneaker September, October, November that like I'm really gonna like rocking around the streets of New York and New York City. So yeah, I think they're pretty dope.
The Dutch green on it actually is phenomenal. I mean, it's one of those things, where you see images online, but in person, that Dutch green just really pops. I'm literally a sucker for green. And so
Same.
as soon as I saw the green, I was just like, this is my shoe.
It's crazy. I love it. That green with the
This
orange,
is
and
what
even
I
I
have to
don't
get.
love icy outsoles, but
Oh, I guess
even
I
on that
have
shoe, it looks sick. Did they let you keep it?
Let me see.
Ah.
Nope.
That's so sick.
I don't get to keep the shoes. It is such a bummer. I know. Do you see that face? That's actually me being sad
Man.
that I have to give the shoe back. But
Oh,
That
that's a sick
shoe's
shoe. I was,
a 10 out of 10. That shoe's a 10
It is.
in my estimation.
it's crazy because like I've always I like dunks. Like I'm not like I'm an Air Jordan 1 fan, but like I've always liked dunks. But it's rare that I find a dunk that I'm like, I need that shoe, and that was the first one in a while that I was like, wow, I really need that one. And it was out of nowhere. Like I haven't had a dunk like that in a minute. And I saw it. I was looking at like GOAT. I was trying to look and see if there's any sneakers that I should pick up for videos, and I saw that and I was like, that's sick. I might have to do it. We'll see.
I think you guys should all pull the trigger. Everybody in chat,
I'm
pull
gonna
the
have
trigger
to.
on these. I would let you know. You already know if there's some quality control issues, because I'm really good at finding glue stains and any type of issue. Like my recent dunks that I have gotten have some issues that I didn't realize till you bring it out in different lighting. Because I'm
Mhm.
assuming with your new channel, Seth, that you have issues too. Like if you're in a Plato's closet, no offense to Plato's, but they don't have the best lighting in those places. So when you're looking to try and find something, you think it's mint condition, and then you bring it outside to the natural light and you're just like,
Yep.
wow, didn't notice
Yeah, it's
this
a bummer.
crack or this tear here. And I don't think they let you return stuff either, right?
Shoes or no returns. Yeah, I don't know about clothing. I'm sure. Yeah, I screwed
They ain't
myself.
let you
by
return
buying some
anything
shoes.
to that place. No chance. Buyer beware.
Buyer beware. You step out the door and they're like, sorry, final sale. Like, but I didn't see this crack in the light. You don't understand how much this is going to bring the price down.
All right, get a pair of glasses and come back. We'll see you next time.
All right, I got to give a shout out to Kappa the Great. Thank you so much, Kappa, for the $20 donation.
Shout out to Kappa.
Happy to have you on here, Seth. And it looks like our community is happy to have you on here as well. I think they've been waiting for this moment, and it has happened. Full circle. 1 year later, here we are with Seth Fowler.
That's awesome.
Thanks again,
I
Kappa the
really
Great.
appreciate it.
All right, so Plato's Closet, note to self. Bad lighting, so be wary of whether or not the shoe is going to look the way it's going to look in person. So I'm assuming, Seth, since you just said you're Air Jordan 1 fan, that you're obviously going for the Travis Scott fragments.
Yeah, but like, let's be real.
Are we all taking L's on this one?
Well, maybe 2 out of the 3 of us are taking L's on this one.
I mean,
Yeah.
and
the
also
two men will be taking L's.
everybody send me some luck, please. I'm going to need it on this one. They're not even dropping it in tier 0 stores. So
They're not? How are they dropping? Is it just Sneakers app
just Sneakers app and Travis's site? So that's the
Forget
only
it.
2 places.
I'm not even going to try. Like, why even put myself through that?
They're afraid of backdooring.
Yeah,
so, you know, I was just like, the only time I've honestly won a Travis Scott collab is through a raffle. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen this time around. And I always think I took an L, and then literally I'll get an email at like 8 p.m. at night. You've just won a raffle. Be sure to pick up your shoe between the hours of. It's just like, wait, what? Why is this so delayed? It's okay, Kostos. One of these days, your luck is gonna turn around. You're gonna get every single sneaker. But we have 2 chances. We have a high and a low. So I guess it could be worse, right?
True. I do actually. Surprisingly, I like the low. I don't usually like Jordan 1 lows better than highs, but in this case, I think the color blocking's a little bit. I personally like the color blocking better on the lows. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's probably the eye stay. I like the black. I like the fact that it looks like fragments, and I've always wanted fragment ones, and I never got them. So that's why I like it.
I love fragments. I love fragments, like story behind the designer and everything. I worked for Montclair as like an in-store model,
That's
and
sick.
we actually, though, we got like a whole course that we were put through. So we had to learn about every single designer that they had done a collab with, and Fragment was one of those designers. So we were tested on it for days. And the sad part is I actually got Fragment as kind of the designer I was picked. So I had to do a presentation, but I ate something bad during lunch. So I think I had like food poisoning, and the head of Montclair was there listening. And the only thing I could think of was, do not throw up on her face. Don't throw up on her face. You can make it, Marissa. You can make it through this presentation. So as soon as I did the presentation, I was too embarrassed. Like I didn't want to throw up even in the bathroom because I thought everyone was going to hear me. So I like ran outside, found a empty alley, and I was done. Sorry guys, don't mean to gross you out, but that was my Fragment story. I gave the dopest presentation, but I was never eating from that restaurant ever again. The chicken and mac and cheese threw me out, which is why I will never have that mac and cheese again.
Yeah.
It was macaroni and cheese from this place. I mean, literally, I think it took me about 2 years before I tried mac and cheese again.
And now you want to get mac and cheese ice cream. I mean, what a change of heart.
Oh, yeah, exactly. No, I don't know about that, actually. Taking me back down memory lane, I think I'm going to pass. Lucy with the $9.99 sticker. Thanks so much, Lucy, for your continued support. You know, I feel like I need to give you guys, like, something here. I don't even know what this is. Oh, nope, not that one.
I love the description of what it is.
I know. I know. It doesn't show.
That's great.
Doesn't show the actual sticker. It explains what the sticker is.
Pretty funny.
So, Ecamm, show us. You need to show us the actual sticker next time so we can actually see what it looks like. But appreciate them describing it to us in the full, right?
That's great.
All right, so hopefully we all take 3 W's so we can do a trio picture next time. And it's like, oh, this was the luckiest chat we've ever had because each of us took a W.
I wouldn't, honestly, I would buy them just to sell them. Like, I tell Marissa, listen, Seth, you may hate me after hearing this, but I'm not really. No. Probably because I grew up a Knicks fan and, like, Michael Jordan, like, ruined the month of my childhood every year. But I'm not a Jordans fan. Like, I had a pair of Jordan 1s and I sold them. I had the Royal Blues. Like, I don't, they just, like, they don't work for me. And I know you love them and I'm not hating on them at all. Different strokes for different folks. But for me, like, I'm just not a Jordan fan.
Your opinion is essential, Kostos, because not everyone loves Air Jordan 1s, which people assume, oh my God, this shoe is going to sell out every single time. But there are people in the world, I know, that will look at an Air Jordan 1 and say pass. I mean,
yeah, I'm not hating on them. Like, people can love them. Like, they're not. It's not like it's just my opinion. But yeah, not a huge fan of the Jordan 1. I'll pass on them.
Well, they're pretty. Honestly, they're not the most comfortable shoe in the world either. So I got to give you that one at least.
That Comfort Zoom, Seth. I promote Comfort Zoom.
I haven't tried them yet. I just never.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't like any of the colors.
It's life-changing. It is life-changing. Literally, well, let me see if I can pull my Racer. My Racer Blues are probably one of my most complimented Air Jordan 1s that I've worn that have the comfort zoom in it, and I honestly can wear them for an extended 5-hour period. But I mean, they're nice. It's different. You know, they were kind of saying this was the poor man's Dior for a little bit. So if you were unable to cop the Dior's, this was kind of like the consolation prize. I put pink laces on them, but obviously, you know, you can keep it subtle and just keep it the white laces on.
I do like them. Did you get both the high and the low Dior's, or did you just get the lows?
I wish.
Or was it the highs?
I only got the lows.
The lows are good, though. I like the lows.
It was just...
They're easier to wear, too, honestly.
Yeah, especially for the summer. And I feel like women specifically, not that I need this, but lows kind of give you more height to accentuate your ankle.
Yeah,
and that's why people... Yeah, you know, Kostos, it's going to give you 5 more inches. That's what the lows do.
Sign me up. Sign me up for that.
That's why people always say, like, who goes for mids? But a lot of my girlfriends love going for mids or lows, and it's just because they don't like covering their ankle because it shortens them. And a lot of people don't think about it. It's like, oh, that makes sense. It actually does cut off your leg, so it makes you look shorter than you actually are.
Yep. I agree. I think in everything other than Jordan 1s, I'm mainly a low top guy, for sure.
Jennifer is asking, what do you think about the Nike Dunk Low crazy camo and the Brooklyn Nets Dunk Lows? Also, what are your thoughts on the Siempre Familia? Wow, that's a lot of shoes, Jennifer. Killing us over here. Just kidding. There are so many dunks that are dropping. It's crazy, left and right. Let's see if I can even find these here.
I was trying to look. I remember the camos, but I don't remember what the Nets dunks look like, so I was looking for those.
Well, I know by default that Kostos is already for the net dunks.
Oh, I mean, so are you?
I'm a Knicks fan. I can't be rocking any Brooklyn Nets stuff. No way.
Would you be excited though if the Nets won everything? I mean, I'm assuming.
Well, I like to bet on sports, and I had like a large bet on the Nets to win the championship, so I was rooting for them. But aside from that, no, I would very much root against them because I don't want to hear any Nets fans being like, "Oh, it's Nets City now." It's like, no, actually, it's a Knicks town always. So no, I would not have been excited. But my bank account, actually, I had bets on the Nets and the Sixers to win the Eastern Conference. I thought for sure we were getting that. And then your boys choked against Atlanta in Game 7, so that was still fun.
Tell me about it. They didn't deserve it. You know what? Oof. I really hope we. You know what? I loved Ben. I loved Ben for years, but he just. Man, I'd rather have Dame. If that.
Of course. Dame's 50 times better. Simmons doesn't shoot.
And then, like in practice, he's just putting up these amazing threes. It's ridiculous.
He's scared. Like it's actually it's sad. Like he's like frightened of the big moment. Like I actually kind of feel bad for him. I'm being serious when I say that.
Same thing with Markel Fultz. He had a phantom shoulder injury. Yeah, right.
Speaking of Philadelphia 76ers players who can't shoot,
only
Markel
practice
Fultz, another one
scores count. Kostos, we need to get some practice points counting towards the actual game itself. We'll call them pre-points.
Yeah, that's not really how it works. That's not really how it works.
Consolation points. Did you guys see the new Space Jam movie, by the way?
I haven't.
I was away this past weekend with my girlfriend and a bunch of her family members at like some timeshare in the Catskills, whatever. And her little cousins were there, and like I saw the last like half hour of it, and like look, like the kids loved it, which is in its 4 kids. I thought it was pretty dumb, and also screw LeBron. But anyway, yeah, they loved it.
I knew you were going to say
audience
that.
Liked it.
Target audience, right? Nailed it.
I mean, it's not for me. I'm 38. That movie was not made for me, so who cares what I like? The kids really liked it.
Yeah, and they really packaged the apparel. I mean, I saw pretty much Space Jam apparel everywhere. Every store had some kind of Space Jam apparel. Did you get any of the shoes, Seth?
No, but I really want the new Lebrons that are coming out. The what are they, 18s? The orange 18s that are coming out.
The orange 18s.
Is that what they are? I think they're 18s.
It's not the Miami ones.
No, it's the oh crap. It's the new ones. Hold on, let me see. I might be. I'm so like not good at LeBrons. I think it's the 18s. It could be the 19s. It's the one that like is supposed to come out. It's like his next signature model. His next big. Maybe it's the 19s. I don't know what it is, but it's like this. There's an orange and blue pair coming out, and they teased it first before any of the other stuff. And I saw it, and I'm like, this shoe looks like classic maybe not classic, but like LeBron 9s and LeBron 10s, and those are my favorite LeBrons. And so it looked like those
Yeah, the
sneakers
Space
also
Jam
had some of the
19s.
tech.
Space Jam 19s. I just
that's
looked it up and saw them.
19s, yeah.
Oh, they are the 19s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, they're sick. And actually, it's funny. I met someone at Complex Con years ago, and it was this kid, and he was a design school student. He was like trying to get into footwear design, and now he's a footwear designer at Nike, and he helped design the sneakers. And I messaged him like, "Yo, you're the coolest, man. That's so sick."
How crazy is that?
I know. It's nuts. And he made, in my opinion, the best LeBron to come out in a long time. So I think I was just really into them. I think they're sick. So I have to grab a pair when they drop.
So speaking of events, actually, Seth, I actually went to my first SneakerCon for the first time.
Oh, nice. That was your first one?
That was my first one. Yeah, I've never
Nice.
actually gone to a SneakerCon event ever. But I know a lot of people always ask, how essential are these events to growing your channel? And I know that I've actually seen you kind of talk about this in other interviews, but you said that it's really helped your channel grow.
I think mostly honestly for networking. I think that was the biggest thing. I think just the fact that it's a bunch of people that you'd never otherwise meet is so helpful. And it's just like meeting people that you've talked to online for forever. And then also the main thing though, I think is like just meeting the people who actually watch, because that really grounds you, I think, a lot, because it's like you can sort of really understand what people like about your channel, and maybe, if they're honest, what they don't like. And also it just really humbles you, because they're like, the fact that there's people who actually give a shit and like watch your stuff and think it's cool, like it's so awesome.
It was so weird to have people ask me, to sign their shoe, but it's funny because my channel isn't my name. So I was at this point too laughing.
How did you shine it?
Well, that's what I was saying. I was like about to sign my name, and then I stopped because it's permanent marker. It's not like I could erase it, but I was just like, I'm so sorry, but how do you want me to sign your shoe? Do you want shade? And they're like, yes, put shade down. So now I know how people want me to sign their sneakers, because I signed about 20 sneakers at the event, and I was just like, are you sure you want me to sign your shoe? But it really is a cool experience to be out there meeting actual viewers who see your content, and just to hear their thoughts on the channel. I haven't had anybody tell me that they disliked anything yet.
That's good.
my favorite was in passing, excuse my language, but it's I fuck with your shit. That was probably the best in passing comment.
That's a pretty high compliment, honestly. So that's a good one.
Exactly.
You would like for people to fuck with your shit if you had to.
Exactly. That was what you said. Sure. So are you planning on attending any more SneakerCons this year?
I would like to. I think it really, at the end of this year is like, there's a lot of family stuff going on. So like, I think I'm going to take it a little bit slow this year, but next year I'm in it. I'm back in it. And it's funny. I watched your live stream. You live streamed from SneakerCon, right? I'm pretty sure I watched that.
We had a big team there, Seth.
Roscoe
was making fun of me. He was like, here I am with my own camera, and let's just go over to Shade, and there's like 10 people. He's totally mocking me. I was dead, because we had the lights and everything out, and everybody was using our lights.
High quality production. I was blown away. Also, I was blown away by Roscoe's height. Like, I knew he's tall, but Jesus, like, that was crazy.
He's really tall. I mean, I'm tall, I guess you could say, but because, when people see you on your channel, we're sitting, and I'm actually a midget when I sit. I can barely see above a steering wheel. I have no torso. I'm all legs. So if you actually looked at me and based my height off of the channel itself, you would think I was probably 5'3". But I'm not. I'm always the shortest person at the table, but when I stand, I'm pretty tall.
It's a good problem to have. It's a good problem.
Yeah,
better than my problem, which is to be short when you sit, and also short when you stand up.
And we're trying to get Kostos to come to an event. I know he's super busy, and he's
the sports calendar
he's
fucks
too
with
popular.
Everything. Like, it was the start of the NBA playoffs, and I have to be on call to do like interviews and stuff. And it's like, I would love to be able to do anything.
Kostos is going to be on national TV. He puts my crew to shame. Kostos has his whole network going with him, and here's the little guys over here just trying to chase after you Kostos one day.
No, you guys, Marissa, you're, and I've told this to you on air and off air, an unbelievable talent, and they dwarf me in terms of this kind of stuff. And Seth, been following you, like I said, for a long time. I have a question for you, Seth, actually, because talking about going to sneaker cons and stuff, and curious, how often do you get recognized, like when you go out in public, and like, do you like when that happens?
I do, yeah, definitely. Especially when there's like family around, I can be like, "Yeah, what's up, guys?" Not that much, actually. It's one of those things where it's like, if I'm in a sneaker store, then it happens every so often. But if I'm just walking around the street, not too often. Like, I would say rarely. I would say rarely. I mean, to be fair, I now live in suburban New Jersey, so it's probably less than it was when I was living in Philly or New York. But it's not as much as you would think. Plus, I'm like a sneaker. I'm a sneaker guy. No one really knows about sneaker guys.
Except for sneaker guys. I mean, you got a ton of people that watch your shit, man. What are you talking about, man? There's lots of sneaker people.
Seth, all of my model friends now know who you are. So you're now in the fashion and modeling community. They're like, oh, who is this guy? Oh, this is cool. Good to meet him. And honestly, I've gone to a couple stores in New York and they're like, oh yeah, Seth Fowler, because I'll video and it reminds them of you. So they'll say to me, they'll be like, Seth used to come by here and do his like whole vlogging and come and see, what shoes we had in the store. So definitely a lot of people still know and remember you going out and about here in New York, especially in Soho.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I actually used to work in like right on Canal and Center Street. So every day at lunch I'd go out and it was the best. I miss it. I really do miss it a lot. But I'm glad see, when I was doing this, there wasn't like really any other sneaker people, sneaker YouTubers in New York at the time, which is crazy because there was like people who were huge, like Kais and Kostos. They're still huge. But it's great that we've got someone who's better than I was in New York right now. So I'm excited about that. Bring some justice to the community because I feel like it really deserves like a good light because the New York sneaker community is next level. It's great.
It really is. And, even I try to add a lot of vlogging now into my content.
That's awesome.
Just because New York is like no other city. I mean, it's one of those things where you really have to be here to experience it, but being able to show others around, the world, what it's like to live in a city like this, it's pretty captivating. And it's just such an underground world that a lot of people don't know about, specifically when you're in this niche of sneakers, and I talk about a lot where I'm showing people on my Coffee with Shade episodes going and waiting in the lines. And, it's not just because you win a raffle doesn't mean you don't have to wait. Like there's always waiting in the culture. It's part of it, and then seeing things get backdoored in front of you, watching people come out of stores with suitcases and they're just like, why do you have suitcases?
Exactly. That's the worst. I hate that.
Did you spend the night in Foot Locker or something? Did you? Is this the Holiday Inn?
I had an experience like that at the Nike store in Soho. I was it was for the black Kobe Pro-Tro ones. It must have been like 2017, 2018, and I knew they were releasing, and no one was really hyped on them at that point. And so I went to the store and I sat out front. And I was waiting to get in because I wanted a pair to review. And I was excited about them. And the manager came in and he's like, "Oh, I'd let you in, but we're not supposed to do that. I don't know if there's gonna be a line." And then this line friggin' formed behind me. And what they did is just the worst, this dirtiest thing in the world because I would have done the same thing if I'd thought about it. But there was resellers behind me. And what they did is they let us, are you familiar with the Nike Soho store where it's got the escalators going up to the top floor?
They've got massive escalators in that store. Did you take the elevator?
No, that was the problem. So they led the line up the escalators, and these friggin' resellers snuck around behind us, got into the elevators, and got upstairs and bought all the pairs. So I didn't get a single pair. I got to be fair, I got the pair that, funnily enough, resold for more, the performance pair at the time, which I wanted anyway, but it was kind of a bummer I didn't get the Pro.
You're in line with me, Seth. I would have whispered in your ear, "Let's go to the elevator. Come on."
The elevators are the move. They're the move.
Let's go to the elevator.
Crazy.
I mean, because I honestly, just the escalators in general, I'm like, I'm tired of this. I don't want to do this. I'm just going to take the elevator.
There's like 5 of them. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. I got to give another quick shout out here. We got Daniel Martin in the house with a $20 donation, and for the Holy Trinity coded. All right, we got some air horns for that one. Thank you so much, Daniel, for your support. Really, really appreciate it. And goated. We got 3 goats on here tonight, I guess is what he's saying. So appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely.
And one of the things I admire, and I get a lot of questions on this actually, Seth, is kind of what equipment that I use with the channel. So I'm not going to lie. Like I definitely started using my phone, and I was lucky enough to have a Sony A7R just kind of to use, just lay around. But I definitely, as the channel has grown, I've, had a little bit more income to really invest into the equipment that I'm using, because I do think that one of the reasons our channel has grown so fast is just because of the quality of content that I've been putting out. Absolutely. And I really strive to have more of a cinematic feel. I love Hans Zimmer, so when you hear my, the little video that I created, that's all basically Hans Zimmerish, because I'm all about him. I think,
that's awesome.
I want to bring some action to any parts that I can in my video. But, I've expanded, and now I have a Sony A7S III, and I've really...
Oh, jealous.
That's the nickname. I call it the honeybee cam.
Nice.
So that's my honeybee cam. She comes out and is able to film when it's dark, because sometimes when I get off of work, there's no light and I still need to film outside. So I was just like, I got to bring the honeybee cam out. It's the only thing that's going to show me in the dark, and I'm able to, film it at the right rate so I can slow-mo things. But anyways, I literally based it off of the quality of your channel, and that's one of the things I think that a lot of
that's sick.
YouTube strive after, is that you want the highest quality that you can. And I think that is a part of why so many people flood to your channel, is just how high quality is. And I know Kostos can attest to this, because he's got the best teams in the game filming him, making you look pretty. Kostos, I know, getting those side angles in.
Makeup helps too, but for sure.
No, makeup is important. People don't know this. I was trying to powder people I was interviewing at SneakerCon. They didn't want it at first, but then I was like, listen, I don't want you to be shiny.
Make a difference.
I just want to help you out. But what kind of a... Oh, go ahead, Kostos.
I was going to say, I've gone back and watched, because I really got back into sneakers. I had a couple year layoff, and I think I got back into it in 2017. And nice. I would go back and look at some sneakers that released kind of before I kind of got back into it. So watching, I think I watched, Seth, the video that you did of the 350 black and reds on Black Friday.
Oh, nice.
The red stripes. Awesome. And that's just to see the video you did was sick. That's maybe 2016. I may be wrong about that, but somewhere in that vicinity. And just seeing not that your videos looked bad then, because they still looked really cool, but kind of the evolution kind of in your
it's
the
so
look
cool
and
to
feel
watch
of it from then to now is and like I said, it was cool then. It's not like it was bad, but it's so sick now. So I think you should feel really good about that, because your content then was cool, and it looked cool then, and the content's still good now, and it looks even better now. So I think that's really cool.
I really appreciate it. That's awesome. Well, some of my videos back then, all my videos back then, even, they were rough. And
it's good, though. I think it's so important. It's so important, though, to have. I feel like I thought about deleting my initial videos, but then I realized
you can't do that.
It's so cool to see where you started from to where you are. And I think it's just cool to give people goals to go after. And, as a person who's up here on the YouTube space, you start to realize how big of an influence you are. And something as simple as just having high quality video content, people strive to start channels to be like you. And I think it's just really cool to see where you are now and how professional everything looks. And just obviously, I feel like you're using Sony equipment. There's something that tells me Team Sony. Okay.
Yeah, Sony A7 III.
Team. Okay. Yep, you got the A7 III.
Well, I'm jealous of the A7S III. That's sick. Man, I love my Sony. The one problem I have with Sony cameras is the fact that the audio jack, I think it might only be on the A7 III, to be honest, but the audio jack on mine and then a couple of my friends, whenever we vlogged, it would break, so I had to send mine in to get repaired. So I think that's why I switched to one of the reasons why I switched to a shotgun mic, because first of all, it sounds better. It's like a Sennheiser now, but it was such a pain to deal with. But it's the
wear and tear.
The wear and tear, and I've had my camera.
I'm gonna have to bury my my gimbal here. She's falling apart on me. But sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna say it's the wear and tear. My camera's from 2017. I bought it right when it came out because I was so excited about it, and now it's woofing. It's having some issues. But yeah,
At least we're getting the use out of the equipment, though, right?
exactly. Yep.
I know a lot of my
It's worth the
friends who
initial
have really
investment.
nice equipment, and it sits there and it just builds dust on it. And I'm just like, oh, if I had 5 hands, I would take all of your cameras and I would use them all. 5 different angles all over.
I think it's so cool. Just like, cause like I don't do like YouTube videos except for the show that I do Marissa with you. Cause I have like my sports show, but you know, I think like the work that gets put into it is really awesome and something that's kind of like really like new kind of like over the course of the last couple of years, what you guys do. So Seth, Mike, I want to ask you this question is like, when you first started doing this and like you're one of the people that kind of paved the way for like a lot of other people to do it, like Marissa said, like you were an influence of hers and like that's her words, not mine. And like I've been watching you for a long time. Were there any moments early on where you were like, man, like I don't know if I can do this, or this is a lot of work and I'm not seeing the return for it? Like, did you ever have any of those moments early on where you were like, you know, maybe this isn't for me?
A bunch, yeah. It was definitely one of those things where, well, so I'd been making YouTube videos since like 2007 just for fun. Like growing up, going to college, and even in high school, I was making YouTube videos. And then
wow.
It was one of those things where I made a video back in like 2007. I made a video on the Xbox 360 when it first came out, and I was like,
that piece of shit system.
The Red Ring of Death. Nice nickname, Kostos.
But I put that video out and it did really well for the channel, and it was just a channel I was having fun with, and it got like, I think at the time it got like 100,000 views, and I was like, this is nuts. But then I never made another video, so that really gave me a lot of motivation when I started the sneaker channel, because I was working full time at that point, and I was like, I was spending money on sneakers, and I needed sort of an outlet to not only be able to wear my sneakers but get some more use out of them and make videos on them. So like for the first 6 months to a year, I got basically no traction at all, and it was just a matter of like, I've done something, maybe it was a fluke with the Xbox video, but I did something in the past that I don't know what it was, but I know I can do it again. So it's just a matter of like trying to sort of build on small successes. Like one video would get 1,000 views. I'm like, this is great. So I'm going to keep trying to build on this. And it was just a matter of just crunching through. And also, honestly, like I was living in New York, I would go to work and then come home, and then I would just be bored. So I'm like, you know what? I'm either going to go out and drink, or I'm going to do a YouTube video. So I chose the latter, and thank God it worked out.
Honestly, that's like me too. I mean, I literally was spending so much time just going out with friends and drinking and not really being productive. And, you know, it's just crazy how when you kind of take that out of the mix and you just focus and crunch on pumping out good quality content, you know, you just get so much more out of it. And instead of being hungover the next day, I'm tired in a different way, but, you know, I'm at least to the point where I can be productive and get stuff done versus just being out for the entire day trying to recover.
I would have gotten high and watched Sports Center and gone to bed. That would have been me instead of going out drinking.
Kostos is like,
I've never done that before at all. I've never done that.
Yeah, I'm going to get stoned to put $50 on the Lakers-Blazers game at 10:30 on TNT on a Thursday night.
Well, actually, speaking of that, who do you have? I mean, at this point, who do you have coming out of the finals? I'm assuming the Bucks.
I got Milwaukee.
Teach us. Who do we bet
Milwaukee
on,
tomorrow night?
Kostos?
And if people are interested in betting on this, so I said this on my show earlier, we'll give it out officially tomorrow night. Under 222 tomorrow night, Bucks Suns. Game 5 went way over the total. Phoenix and Milwaukee are not going to shoot like that again. Milwaukee's defensive intensity is going to be insane. Phoenix is fighting for their playoff lives. Lower scoring, higher intensity game in terms of that coming up on Tuesday night, tomorrow night. Under 222, 221.5 is my play in that game. But I think Milwaukee will win the game. They're 5-point favorites. I don't know if they're going to cover, but I do think Milwaukee closes it out tomorrow night.
How much do you think they're going to win by?
Well,
if you could guess.
If I bet on them, I would hope by 6 or more. So we'll find out. But
You're like, all I need is 1 point, Marissa.
What I need is for the final score to be under 221 combined points is what I need to happen. 222 combined points.
Do you think a full-powered Nets would have been able to beat them, or do you think it was just kind of...
Well, here's the bullshit part about all of this is Phoenix would have lost to the Lakers if Anthony Davis stayed healthy. Like, the Lakers won games 2 and 3. That series was done. And the Nets showed you they were like if Joe Harris makes one shot in the final couple games, if Kevin Durant's toe isn't on the line in Game 7, if Harden and Kyrie don't get hurt, the Nets are winning the championship 100%. 100%.
Kevin Durant keeps getting hurt. And I've just been a fan of his since he was drafted for the Sonics until we got sold to Oklahoma. So
yeah, which is back.
Yeah,
we got your hockey team coming though. The Kraken are coming to Seattle, which is fun.
Oh yeah, that's exciting. Yes. No, I want my Sonics back, Kostos. Bring them back.
5 years from now, within the next 5 years, they'll be back.
I was part of that protest.
Are you both Giants fans or Jets fans, or I guess what's
I'm a Seahawks, Seth. I'm a Seahawks fan.
Okay. Fair enough.
Giants, Yankees, Knicks, Rangers for me.
Makes sense. Well, at least the Seahawks are good out of that combo.
Yeah, I mean, look, and your team beat my team in the Super Bowl, so fuck that, man. That was the Super Bowl 35.
You know, it's so funny. I was actually it was like, okay, this is a long story, but I was on Instagram Live last night. I was like messing around, and Ed Reed got on and was doing an Instagram Live, and I was like, oh my god, it's Ed Reed. So it was a Saturday night. I'd come back from the bar, whatever, doesn't matter. And so I shoot a little thing. I'm like, oh my god, I love you so much. Can I send you some socks? And then out of all the comments, he decided to respond to it, and he's like, dude, man, free socks aren't going to get you anywhere. Like, I didn't win a championship off giving away free things. And I was like, damn, Ed Reed, man, of all the things.
Oh my gosh.
But I know.
No, I used to work with the guy that's the director of his foundation. I'm going to reach out to him, and I'm going to connect you guys and see if he'll come on your show.
There we go, Seth. See? Connections are going to work, and he's going to take your socks and rock them on his channel every day.
That's some bullshit from Ed Reed. It's like, you know, just tell Ed Reed, hey Ed, how'd the last couple years of the Texans go, buddy?
No, like, I know, I have a friend who started like a huge beanie company, and he was like, listen, Marissa, the way I got started was I went to every snowboarder, skier, and I gave them my beanies for free. And at that time, no one was actually repping these kind of athletes with headwear. So the sponsorship wasn't really something that was, you know, I think hurting any of the other, I guess, sponsorships that they had at the time. So he became huge off of it, and it was giving it out for free. That's like awesome. He, you know, obviously wasn't making any money to start, but everyone was wearing his beanies, and everyone started to notice. And next thing you know, flying on the plane with him and Miley Cyrus. So I guess it worked.
Party in America.
Plane, right? Yeah. By the way, that's bullshit. Ed Reed went to Miami. You know how much free shit he probably got when he was in college? Like, that's a bullshit, man. Looks like they're literally giving shit away to Miami players. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. Well, actually, now that I think about it, even my dad, when he was training in New Mexico with Carl Lewis, like, they were getting boxes of shoes shipped to them from Nike for free. I mean, he couldn't even wear enough sneakers. He was getting more than 365 sneakers that he could wear in a year.
What did your dad do?
So my dad, he ran track. He was a triple jumper and high jumper. So he trained on the Pan American team with Carl Lewis, Flojo the Great, the Joy Cursors. And it was during the time when everyone was basically down south training, and they were training with the best of the best. So he was literally testing out all of Nike's, you know, new shoe wear when they were sending it to track athletes back in the day. And he was like, my coach used to actually take half of my shoes, not tell me about it, because he knew I was going to wear all of them anyways. But used to get sent like boxes week to week to week. Can you imagine a box every week, and there's like 200 pairs of shoes in it, and you're just like, wow, where do I start?
Nuts. Yeah. Can't even imagine.
Dad would have had the sickest YouTube channel if he had started it back in his day.
I know, for real. Oh my goodness. The things that I feel like it would change the game. This is kind of I don't know. I feel like it's a rant that I think sneaker YouTubers have had a lot in the past, but like and I'm not trying to be ungrateful in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that if brands were willing to seed more than they do, I think they'd get a lot more free advertising than they do. Mm-hmm. And I feel like there's a lot of things that like, and maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just me from the selfish point of view of like, I wish I could review every sneaker, but I can't afford it. It's like, maybe it's coming from that, but I feel like, I don't know. But that's just one of those things. I just wish now that maybe NCAA athletes can actually make money off of YouTube, maybe they could start reviewing the sneakers that they get in. So who knows? But
it's an expensive, you know, I think a lot of people assume that, you know, we get every pair of sneakers for free somehow, but it's, you know, it's an investment. So it's definitely not something where we all have these unlimited credit cards. And, you know, I've watched you, Seth, where you're like, my wife, I think it's going to kill me. I just dropped like $2,000 or something on the shoe. Like, I don't know if I should tell her. She's got to see the charge.
And now with a house payment, it's like, ooh, do I really need another pair? But, you know, sometimes you do.
What's the most you ever spent on a pair?
Actually, okay, well, the out of pocket, the most I've spent on a pair was about 2,000. So not like it's a lot for sure, but it's a lot. I'm not going to deny that.
I knew you spent 2,000, Seth. That's why I threw that number out there. I was like, I know this is the one he spent a lot of money on.
And the worst part was I bought it. It was for the UNC Off-White ones, and I spent 2,000 right when they dropped in the sneakers app because someone I knew got like one on the sneakers app. And then a week later, they dropped in resale price to like 1,000, and the video did terrible, so I didn't even make any money back from it, regardless. So it was just a whole mess. But then I think the most that I've ever so I work with Farfetch, and so one of the ways that we work together is they'll give me some credit, and so every time that we did a video, I'd save like a little bit of credit off to the side, and so adding credit plus. I think it was like 1,000 or 500. I think it was $500 together. I bought a pair of the Nike Air Yeezy 1 Zens, and I bought those for I think it was like $5,000 from Stadium Goods. But I only spent 500 of my own money. But that's the most that I've ever like put money towards a pair of sneakers. Yeah,
that's the way to do it. Hey Farfetch, right? Give us some love over here too. We need some credit. All right, so I want to open the floor for anybody who has any questions for Seth or Kostos or I, since it's already 10:17. My goodness, this has flown by.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so happy to have you on here, and obviously free advice from Kostos on sports betting, I guess, at the end
Seth
of the
goes,
channel.
yeah, anytime. On my show, what we would say is great. We'll talk to you next week.
Somebody says, "Oh snap! That's Seth the designer." Seth, you're big time. Look at this.
Oh no, I don't know what people are saying, but it's not true. But I appreciate it.
You're big
before
time.
the questions come in, I have a question that I wanted to ask. Because I think I'm a performer and I'm a creator, but I don't like create physical things. I like perform and I talk for a living. I always think it's really fascinating when like people are good at whatever like barbers, for instance, right? That can look at someone's head and conceptualize, like, I'm going to make your hair look like this. I think that's art. Or it doesn't have to be like a painter or a sculptor or anything like that. So fashion is art. And like Marissa and I talk about that. Marissa does a great job talking about that. And like you literally, Seth, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. This is just a fact. Like you create art. That's not bullshit. That's just the truth. What do you think? Because like I can't do that. Like, it's just not something that I'm good at. You said you studied industrial design, so you've got a background in this. What's the most challenging aspect for you when you sit down to design a pair of socks or a signature sneaker? Like, the most challenging aspect of it is what?
I think it's, like, really determining what is going to, I guess, define the design of the sneaker. Like, what's the reason for the thing? You know what I mean? Like, what's the reason for the design? Like, it's, in my opinion, it's like really easy to design something when you're given like a very specific brief. When someone says like, we need, for example, when I was working at the dog toy company in New York, they'd be like, we need a hard dog toy that's made out of this material for this type of dog because they chew this way. Like, it's super easy to design within constraints. But when someone, for example, with We Are Underdogs, I did a sneaker with them a little while back. When they came to me and said, you can design whatever you want, that was really tough because it's like, well, what's the reason for doing this? Like, what does it need to look like? And then especially like with sort of doing what we do and like putting ourselves out there all the time, like, there's this thing in the back of your mind that's like, what are people going to say about it? And that's true for any, I think, creative thing.
That's right.
But it's just like, it's something that like, I'm so used to getting feedback on my YouTube videos because it's constant. But like when it's something that I consider myself to be decent at, I'm just like nervous, like, oh, I hope it's good enough that people don't like get mad about it or like people don't. And to be fair, like, you know, no matter what you do, people are going to shit on it anyway. So it's like, you kind of used to it.
It's a part of the trade.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say it's those two things. I think it's defining, like trying to figure out what the need is for this product, and then also like dealing with what people are going to say about it, which I know I shouldn't be worried about, but I think everyone, no matter who you are, I think
you're a human being, man.
It's hard. Even artists that go up on stage and sing, you know, they're worried about, oh my gosh, are people going to judge my voice? Or just being here as a creator on YouTube, you know, we don't know whether or not somebody's going to hate on our channel, which is constant. No matter what you do, you're always going to have one or two haters, or even more than that, you know, or groups of people even hating on you. It's just, it's part of the art. And when you put yourself out there, it makes you vulnerable, and, you know, you might as well at least take the jump and do it.
Yo, exactly. And I got a great quote to hit you guys with. Seth, you'll appreciate this. Former Baltimore Ravens great Steve Smith, the wide receiver, has a great quote that whenever people come to me that are in the space and they're like, man, like, criticism's really tough, I say, you know what Steve Smith said? If you ain't got haters, you ain't popping.
I love it. 100%. It's so true. You gotta 100%. Have the haters. or you're not doing
this is
something
why they're
right.
the best team in the NFL. Like, they've got the best players.
Oh, I don't know if we go that far.
All right, so Kenyer is asking, can we get Marissa to style the Porto W80s that Seth designed?
Yeah, I'll see if I can get you over. I'm not sure now. I'm not sure if they're coming out anymore because apparently there were some production issues for everyone in the team. But I will keep you posted if they do. I think I will. I'll keep you posted. I'll leave you on that.
All
but
right,
I would love it.
Kenyer.
I would love it if you could.
And Kenyer was actually one of my fans I met at SneakerCon, so he's near and dear. He's been with the channel since the start. But yeah, Kenyer, we'll see what we can do. We can style something up with Seth. Maybe we'll do a little runway walk off, and Seth can do 3 looks. I'll do 3 looks, and then we can kind of compare the 3 looks and how we style them differently. And we'll throw in your socks, Seth.
Well, you're gonna beat me because my pant, like I said, my pant selection is garbage. So I'm not. It's crazy. You'd think someone who like shows shoes off every day would have like a decent pair of jeans, but unfortunately not.
All right, Seth. When I start getting connections with showrooms out here, we'll see who we can connect you with on the pant game. I already know where Kostos is going for his pants, and that's Ame Leon Dor. So we already know where your high quality
sweats
pants
from there
are
definitely. Otherwise, like my girlfriend is and like her mom have trained me like they take my ass to like Neiman Marcus to buy jeans or like
great call.
Some bullshit.
So Cameron's asking, what is Seth's favorite pair of kicks? That's always a complicated question, but always somebody asking.
Yeah, Bread Ones. The best pair of sneakers ever designed, in my opinion. I know it's not a Tinker Hatfield, but it's still a beautiful design. I think anything around the 80s, like 80s and 90s basketball sneakers, like for example the 550s, like any this sort of design is my favorite kind of sneaker design.
That he took that out of the archives. They hadn't launched it in so many years, and Teddy Santos was just like, I kind of like this one that was launched in the 80s. Let's just bring this back to life, but we'll keep the aged look of it. I think he just did such a crazy job. And another scary thing, right, is bringing a shoe like that from the 80s back out and trying to see if somebody's going to fall in love with it. And it just, like, hit like wildfire. Kostos is like, I'm in. I'm all in for this.
I gotta tell you, just as a quick aside, like I feel like he's getting a little lazy because the 650s are like the exact same thing, just in a high, and I don't even like the high. I like the low. I like the lows better. By the way, Converse needs to come out with new weapons like they had in the 80s for Magic and Larry, and like the Lakers and Celtics colors.
Very true.
All right, so here we go. Everyone's favorite personal cop so far this year.
Ooh,
that's a difficult one.
I don't know.
Well, I'll go first while you guys kind of figure. Like the one I wear the most are the Yeezy Slide Pures, but I don't know if that's my favorite. But I wear them the most. Honestly, like it's these bad boys.
I think that's definitely in my top tier. The Ama Monaires are definitely up there quality wise for me for the Jordan 3s. It's a tough one. We got hit pretty hard in June with drops left and right. And even this Kith one is growing on me. I didn't know if I was going to like it that much. And then all of a sudden I wore it for a day. I was just like, this could be my go-to all year round shoe. I don't know.
I think if I had to, I would go with the same collab, but just different color. I bought this one in January, so to be fair. I bought this one in January. And then the Bodega 993s I really like as well.
Those bodegas are beautiful. And I got some MTA New Balances. They're sick as well.
Oh, nice.
I'm just bummed because I got 2 UK flags and I didn't, or England flags. I didn't get one with the New York or US flag that I can't remember which pin it gave me, but I don't think they gave me the US flag on mine. Pretty bummed about that, but that's okay. It's all right, New Balance, I'll forgive you. I have all these random requests. Like, can somebody send me one pin for my shoe? Just one pin.
And one tube for the Reeboks.
Yeah, so
nice.
Beautiful
Very
shoe,
nice.
but I didn't get the other pin that it was supposed to come with the other shoe. But yeah, I actually have those Shalehi Bembury shoes coming. Stay tuned.
Oh, nice.
I'm doing my first video on purchasing shoes for resale for the very first time.
How have you had a channel for
resale.
over a year, and this is oh my goodness, you're the
I'm
luckiest person I've ever met.
starting with that shoe, Seth. That is going to be my first break in going and paying for a shoe on the resale market. I always prided myself on buying shoes only for retail, and eBay has got me cracked. So, yeah.
I can't remember the last time
for that video.
There's an art to doing it though. Like I fucked up with these because I paid like $350 for these, and now they're going for like $240. Whatever.
Same. I bought them for these. I bought mine for $348, and now, yeah, exactly.
But Kostos, you've done very well on the resale market on a few shoes, because I feel like was it the foam runner that you got lucky on?
I got the foam runners like $220 last summer. Honestly, it's luck. I just reaches the point where like I have to have something, like I'm just fucking buying it, and that's the end of it. So regardless of what it is. But I cop the Sean Wotherspoon Asics, and I literally spend, I remember the number because it's insane. I spent $551. I spent $551 on them. Now they're going for like $250. Like, we're so stupid on my part.
They're nice shoes.
Most complimented shoe of last year. People always ask me, like, what shoe do you get complimented the most on? It's those Asics, and it's because of, you know, the two different color variations. I think people are first kind of just shocked on the fact that, you know, they have two. I
usually have some idiot asking me, like, did you mean to do that? It's like, yeah,
really?
Fucking moron. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a little sneak peek of an Asic that just arrived from Undefeated that I just got. I'm doing an unboxing on this, but pretty obsessed with this colorway.
Pretty nice. Pretty nice. I like that a lot.
Really good high quality materials. This is actually the first time I'm feeling this, but I don't know if you guys can see the detail up close.
That's awesome.
This is like New Balance level right here, actually. I'm pretty shocked. Laces are a little different. Kind of reminds me of a potato bag or something, but
ropes, yeah.
Got the split tongue there.
Very nice. Very nice.
It's got a really cool box too. Let me show you guys the box so you can see this.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. Kind of different. I always like having.
Is it like box. like a recycled pair or something? It says Rewind the Planet on it.
Yeah. So this is a eco-friendly.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Looks like every single brand is kind of doing their own sustainability project or eco-friendly, kind of giving back to the environment. So definitely can tell that we've got some recycled laces going on here with the materials. Cool. And actually, these remind me of my Dunks. Let me pull those. I think that's the same laces that I have here. Laces kind of look familiar.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love those Dunks too. Are those the which Dunks are those? Are those the market or the
market Dunks? Market? Yeah, the City Market Dunks, and then they've got like the cool bags inside. So, you know, just in case you forget a bag when you're grocery shopping, you can just unzip your bag and use it for your groceries. Pretty smart.
Yeah, groceries or other
green
green things to store and hide in there, but. Yeah, I'm excited to get those Soleil Bemburies. I mean, I was a fan of the water version, so, you know, that was the first. And I've officially cracked on the resale market. Yep. I know. Never thought Shade would go down that road, but here we are.
I can't believe that. I can't believe that. Oh my goodness. I can't believe you've gotten all the sneakers that you've gotten for retail. That's nuts.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
Every single one. So now it's been a little over a year, and here we are doing my first kind of partnership with eBay, and my grandma's actually going to be a part of this episode, which is pretty cool. She actually was a part of helping me make the decision, and that was the shoe that she loves orange and bright colors. She always has her nails actually painted red. She's so cute. She painted her nails before she videoed with me. And she painted her toenails. And I was like, Grandma, we're not going to see your toes. Like, why are you painting your toes? And she's like, I don't know. I just want to look cute for the camera. I'm like, okay, do your thing, Grandma. It's all right. If you want, you can stick your leg up. We can show your toes if you want to show the audience your feet. You know, no big deal.
That's great.
But yeah, that's always a hard question. And I think, you know, this year, they're definitely making up for the amount of shoes that we missed out on, I feel like, last year during COVID and everything. And I'm sure that COVID also probably changed the way that you did things last year, Seth, with your channel.
100%.
And that was honestly the time that I was able to actually commit to making a channel. So I am very thankful in the sense that I had COVID, because I could actually sit down and just actually commit to doing this, because I was always making excuses where I felt like I just didn't have the time or the energy after work. And finally I was just like, I need to do this. I need to make this happen. And here we are today.
That's awesome.
Is she Filipino? Yes. ¿Cómo está, Goggles? I am Filipino. I am a quarter Filipino, for those of you who do not know.
Nice. You might not believe this, but I'm quarter Malay. My mom was half Malay.
What?
I know, yeah.
Yes.
My mom was half Irish, half Malay. So I've got quarter Malay, quarter Irish. I look all Irish though, so it's
I'm Irish too. Nobody would have guessed. My mom is half Irish and half British. So
nice.
The other
That's
half
awesome.
is Filipino, and I have a lot of Irish in me, because I know this since I burn in the sun. I'm just like, what?
Same.
My grandpa is very sensitive to the light, and apparently I am as well. So I definitely have to use my SPF 50 just to kind of protect.
Same.
My model volleyball days.
I use baby oil with this Italian and Spanish skin.
You're over there just burning, Kostos. You're out there just burning in the sun, getting the perfect.
We got that
tan,
Mediterranean oil. It's like Johnny Drama said on Entourage. You know, that the red turns into a nice maple syrupy brown.
We got somebody asking for a Shade and a Fowler collab video.
I'm down. Definitely down.
Maybe we can put together a sock one of these days, Seth.
Also be down with that too. Yeah. Keep me posted.
Thanks, Anthony. Anthony loves socks, so he actually is my go-to guy when it comes to cleaning shoes. And
nice.
If you ever need your kicks cleaned, he is the master at rejuvenating shoes.
That's awesome. It's an
Taught
art.
me how to
It really
clean my
is.
suede, especially New Balance, because the
Suede's
suede
tough.
on New Balance is so complicated, and if you don't do it the right way, it'll dry really weird, and you'll just have markings all over it, which is frustrating. So
I've messed up my fair share of suede. I still mess it up. I still haven't. I'm still not great at cleaning suede, honestly.
I was wearing some beater New Balances the other day when the storm hit New York, and I literally walked through about 7 inches of water. But they literally looked so brand new when they dried, because the entire shoe was soaked. So it dried evenly. Who knew?
Perfect.
But what were you saying?
Awesome.
You ruined a pair of your suede shoes?
Oh, just a bunch of them. Like so many pairs. Yeah, it's a problem. I'm getting better at it. I'm talking to people at Rejuvenated teaching me how to do suede, so I'm getting better at it. Oh, man.
Suede is complicated. And,
it is.
You know, New Balance definitely is all about their suede on their shoes. Except, I guess, actually for the 550s. I mean, this is one of the New Balances that I have that actually has no suede on it. So I guess these are better for the rain. Easier to clean.
I think I'm getting that pair in the next couple days. I'm really excited about that pair. Or is there a red and blue pair, or is that the red and blue pair?
So this was the original. It was a
that's like the $800 one.
That's the one that came out in the fall.
That's the
spring one.
Yeah,
those are going for $800. I've got them. I'll sell them. Fuck it, they're going for $800.
I think they might even be going for more than that, 'cause I was actually looking at them.
I got the green pair and that red pair. I'll sell the red ones. I wear the green ones all the time in the fall. I did last year at least.
Let's see.
So I think because that's
certain sizes. To be fair,
certain sizes.
My size 9 is only 472. It's still a lot. About 500.
It's a lot. Those are definitely the OG colors that people went absolutely insane for, and it's funny because I feel like a lot of people sleep on New Balance drops, and all of a sudden they see it on people's feet, and then the resale value just jumps and skyrockets. Like my Jound New Balances that I have, I mean,
those are sick.
Those went crazy, and I wear them all the time. I'm obsessed with my Jounds, and it's so simple and so subtle. But then you see the price point on the shoes after they've gone and sold for retail, and it's just like 4 to 5 times the price point. It's crazy.
Yep. It's weird. So there was a pair of where'd it go? Oh, there it is. The Joe Freshgood New Balances. New Balance actually sent me these last year, like right before All Star Weekend, and I didn't know what they were.
So beautiful,
right?
Seth.
I love them. And so they sent, and I didn't know what these were.
That's a
so I was
Kostos color.
Those are absolutely sick.
Next level. And so I was wearing them, but I actually wore them to All-Star Weekend. And then I realized there was a line for, this was before, like I knew New Balance was coming up, but I didn't realize the hype was like that. So I went to a New Balance event in these, and there was people waiting in line outside the store. And I was like, are you guys waiting for these? And then once someone showed me like the price in StockX, and at that point, I mean, I'm sure they're still going for around that. They were going for like $1,200. I'm like, $1,200 for a pair of New Balance? That's crazy. And like you said, it's one of those pairs that I wear. This is, I think, my favorite pair of last year. I don't know if I said it. I'm sure I said it in the video.
I love the color combination on those.
It's nice. And it looks like heart.
I took a fat
it's
L
crazy.
on those. I took a fat L on those. I mean,
these might be my favorite pair ever. I'm obsessed with these. Just obsessed.
Yeah. And it's such a unique color combination. I love when, these creative collabs come out, like the Shalehi Bembury, where he's like, I wanted to choose a blue that was never used on a shoe before. This was kind of the first time that he was going to see it on someone's foot. He was actually scared too, when he first started his collaborations with New Balance, because he had no idea if anyone was going to like his shoes, and they sold out in seconds. And then he decides to go with this crazy blue. Same thing happens.
I'm kind of partial to these New Balances.
I love them. I've been trying to get those for so long. I love those.
Yeah, they're sick. They're sick. I also paid too much money for these in resale when they first came out. Add them to the list.
This was another color combo that I loved as well, since we're on New Balances.
Yeah, those are dope.
The DTLRs. I mean, this is just a solid colorway. I mean, goes with my nails actually right now.
Very nice. Very nice.
But yeah, it's subtle, it's different, but like it's just such a good color combination.
Yep. I'll throw in one more New Balance. This is a pair I actually did pick up a Kith.
Those are the Kith stripes, right?
These are the Kith stripes. I walked into the store.
Buying them so many. I love those, and I've come so close to buying them so many times. Those are so sick.
Yep. And that's the thing. So I was visiting a couple friends up in New York, like maybe 4 months ago, and I just walked into Kith and they were sitting there. I'm like, there's no way. I didn't realize, because I think I tried to buy them online and they were completely sold out. And I was like, there's no way. I got to grab these. So I should have bought multiple pairs.
Oh my gosh, I would have bought multiple of those.
I know.
I go through my New Balances. I mean, my first pair of New Balances I ever bought, they've got holes all over them. Reminds me of my grandpa. I used to make fun of him. I'm like, Grandpa, you can't be wearing shoes like that around. You got to keep them fresh. And here I am getting holes in my New Balances, just like my grandpa. Just don't want to get rid of them. They're so comfortable.
I understand.
Let's see here. Would you create your own custom New Balance? Well, I think if New Balance came to any of us, right? I couldn't 100%. Say no to that.
I've never designed anything. I'd give it a shot. I mean, of course.
I feel like it's one of those. I feel like all of their, I would say 95% of their sneakers are the kind of shoes you can put any color on, they'll look great. No matter what you do, it's going to look great. It's just like it takes someone like Salehi, to do something like this, which I mean, or Joe Freshgoods, like just do something crazy. But I think any colorway on a pair of New Balances, you can't. Like, let's be honest. Like, these Kith stripes, they're beautiful, but it's pink. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah.
Well, and Kostos and I talk about, Ronnie's collabs that he does. He picks the colors that you can only find at Kith. The marketing behind that is so genius, because you're just like, what will this go with? You walk into a Kith store and everything on the racks matches the sneakers to a
genius.
T.
He really is.
I have like the dusty mauve pink like sweatshirt. And I have the matching sweatpants, but like if I ever want to wear it with a pair of shorts, like you have to wear it with like cream, because nothing else goes with it that's not from Kith. Yeah. You cannot wear it with anything that's not a Kith color or like white or cream.
Literally, I'm like, he's so smart with the color combinations he's selected. I mean, you're not really going to find it anywhere but Kith store. And of course, you walk into Kith and you can't find your size in anything.
I know. That's the problem. Everything sells out so quickly. It's crazy.
Well, they're fucking bullshit. Like, and their customer service fucking sucks. They're annoying.
That's true.
They don't give a fuck. Nothing ever restocks. Bots fucking run that shit. It's really annoying.
When I went there too, Seth, I don't know if you heard me rant on them, but when I won a raffle there, the guy that was a security person who was checking IDs looked at me and was like, the store is closed. I was just like, what do you mean the store is closed? He's like, it doesn't open for another 2 hours. I'm like, I get that, but there's this line. And he wouldn't even let me get to why I was there. And I was just like, so I'm confused. Are you assuming I didn't win the raffle? And you're just thinking that I'm a normal person
what the hell?
that's waiting? It was so ridiculous. And
it's like, motherfucker, this ain't the Rainbow Room, man. Don't take your job so seriously.
And the most
like we're giving you money. Like, come on.
Exactly. And he was letting other guys actually cut me and was taking their IDs, and I'm just sitting there like, when are you going to ask me for my license? Like, I want to show you my license, and I want to show you my email. Let me just show you these two things. But he wasn't letting me even say it. It was just like, the store is closed. The store is closed.
Did you ever get in? Like, did you get them?
Oh yeah, I finally got in. I mean, and everybody inside, like, customer service was fine. Line flew by, but it was just so hard just to get into the line.
That's messed up.
I was looking around. I was like, I get it. There's no women standing in the line with me, but
but still,
at least just ask me if I'm there for the raffle first, and if not, then tell me the store is not opening up for another hour. But the fact that he just basically stereotyped me and was just thinking to himself, there's no way that this girl is here for the raffle.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. But that's, we experience so many fun adventures here in New York. You never know what's going to happen when you're picking up shoes or walking into a sneaker store, to get first come, first serves, which I'll
tell you what, though, when he releases a new kimono for the fall, I'm going to be copping and wearing the hell out of that.
You're all about that kimono. I can see.
I fucking love the kimono. Yes, the kimono. I'm bringing back the kimono and the ascot this year.
That's a great. I mean, I could see you rocking that on rooftops here in New York and starting a trend.
I wore an ascot to like an engagement party a couple weeks ago. I got a million compliments on it. They're like, "Wow, that's really cool." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. It is. It is. You're right. You're wearing your fucking stupid stuffy ass tie like you're fucking working a 9 to 5 right now, and I'm wearing a fucking ascot." Right.
I know. That's crazy.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, but you're doing you. That's the great part about fashion. At the end of the day, it's like you have your own style that's individualistic to you, and I've got my own style. Actually, I'm wearing a Kith collab sports top here from Calvin Klein.
Nice. Very nice.
I love their stuff for women. I think their stuff for women is pretty awesome.
They do a great
they
job.
got a design team.
I mean, the price point is high, but luckily, you're getting quality. I would talk smack, I think, if their quality was crap, but I can't hate on their hoodies and their sweatpants. I mean, it's just like really good quality stuff that is not going to fray and fall apart immediately when you take it home. Yeah,
I know it's not the same, but I have a Kith t-shirt from 2015, I think, from the Brooklyn store that I still like. I mean, it's worn, but it's the only t-shirt that I've had for that long that has survived everything that I put it through. It's kind of nuts.
Well, that's why people say things like, "Oh, like how do you spend like $200 on a pair of sweatpants?" It's like, because I can wear them for 10 years.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're not going to fray. They're not going to fall apart on you. I mean,
you wear your H&M sweatpants for more than 6 months, and your junk's going to be hanging out because there are going to be holes in the.
You walk out of Forever 21 with a bag. Your stuff's already deteriorating. I mean, I literally needed to just get a last minute pair of pants, and that was the only store near me. So I grabbed a pair of these windbreaker pants. They were already frayed all over. I was like, I haven't even touched you.
People are like, how do you spend $200 on a pair of sweatpants? It's like, because it's nice. Because it's nice. Quality.
Throw that through the dryer and the wash a million times. Actually, you know what? I will say one of the frustrating things about Fear of God sweatpants. They are quality, but it is dry clean only. Seriously? Come on, Jerry.
I take almost anything I have that's even somewhat expensive. I take to get dry clean, though, unless it's sweatpants. But
I just all the sweatpants from his line are all dry clean only. It's not lay out, hang dry. You got to take it to the dry cleaners or you'll mess it up. So one thing I didn't know.
I gotta pull the trigger on those Californias at some point. I still pretty upset I missed out on those.
I have those coming, Seth. I'm gonna do a comparison between the Yeezy slides and his new slides.
I love those.
Kanye should take a break from the new album to sue Jerry Lorenzo for ripping off his design completely.
He's so smart, though. It's so smart to release those.
He's
And
like,
he
Kanye's
chose
got
very
Gap
similar
and his
colors.
new album coming out. Let me quickly sneak this try by him here that completely ripped off his design here.
Well, and Jerry's smart with the colors he chooses too, because everybody buys his line based on the color options that he drops. So
Yeah, it's like Ronnie. It's all earth tones.
Just like
so
Ronnie,
like
yeah. So if you have like all of the colors that he's launched and released year to year, you can match it perfectly with his slides, but you have to buy it in his slide colorways.
Yep.
It's like you got to get his Heather Oatmeal Gray. I mean, he's got so many different grays that he's launched, and now like he's literally got 2 different, or is it 3 different gray colorways that he launched with the slide combinations. It's pretty crazy. He's like a charcoal gray, a middle kind of gray color, and then a light gray.
That's the biggest fight. I don't know, Seth, if you agree, but the biggest fight I get into with my girlfriend is when like I'll have like a red and white pair of sneakers. She's like, "Why do you need another red and white pair?" Because like this red's a little bigger, because it's not the same color.
Yeah, I get it. I really do get it. I have so many pairs of like, oh, it's okay.
My camera has died, and because it's almost 11 o'clock here, so I'm gonna see if I can juice this battery up just to kind of conclude the series. But
sounds good.
If you guys can't see my face. I'm on my Sony camera right now. Yeah, I'm switching batteries as we speak.
Nice. Nice. It happens to me all the time when I stream.
Yeah, the batteries on the Sony, it's just like you need to have them fully charged. Shoot through them. It's like on my photo shoots, I'll be shooting for literally 30 minutes and they're switching
there
out.
You are.
Oh, hey.
We got you back.
Back on, guys. Back on. All right. Well, we are reaching 11 o'clock already. So, Seth, thank you so much for joining us on Shades. This was a blast.
I had so much fun. Yeah.
So much fun learning about all your new episodes that you're creating on your channel and just how you started as a YouTuber and your love that Kostos and I share for New Balance.
Yeah, it's the best. They're coming up. I wish people didn't know about them, but they do. So,
I mean, yeah, word is out.
Seth, I hope you weren't joking about those socks, because I'm holding you to that.
Seriously, I will send you them probably tomorrow, most likely when I get to the office next time.
I'll DM you on Insta or Twitter.
Perfect.
We'll figure it out. I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I love it.
I'll be styling your socks all week long. I've got about 33 shoes or something like that to film, Seth, and I'm backed up. But
I'll send you socks. Whenever you need socks, let me know.
I'm always in need of socks. I'm shooting like 3 videos
I'll put
a day
you on the
now,
list.
It seems like.
I'll put you both on the list.
Definitely will need some color variations all the time.
Sweet.
Because...
And you let me know if you need me to talk to Ed Reed's guy for you to see if we can get Ed Reed on a Seth Fowler video.
That would be wild. Oh my goodness. Hall of Fame. Yeah, I love how his Instagram is Ed Reed HOF. It's like everyone knows you're in the Hall of Fame. Come on, man.
Well, and like he's
just gotta like put it in parentheses.
He's probably the greatest safety of all time. Like that's actually.
I know, yeah. Like we know who you are, Ed. Like, come on.
That's like the ultimate flex. I mean, fuck, man. The guy's worked his whole life for it. If I ever make the fucking Hall of Fame, I'm changing my shit to Nick Kostos.
He's gonna tattoo it on his forehead. Actually, Kostos will just tattoo it right here. So every time you look at his face, it's there.
What's the point of winning if you can't celebrate that shit? Life's too short.
That's true.
Well, we'll get him to wear a pair of your socks, right, Kostos? Watch. Absolutely. Every image of him, it's going to be in Seth's socks.
I mean, why the fuck? I mean, I'm walking around in ratty-ass Nike and Adidas shit I've had for 2019. I might as well rock some new socks that like actually look nice.
I got you. As many pairs as you guys want, I will send them over.
Well, be careful what you wish for.
I know. Kostos is going to want every color now. He's just like, wait, you got a new one launching this week? Can I get a pair? And everybody, if you don't know, again, Seth, your sock launch is this Friday, correct?
This Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern time.
11 a.m. Eastern time, so don't wait a minute because they'll be sold out completely.
Hopefully. We'll see. Hopefully. If it doesn't, then you even longer to get them. So there you go.
Exactly, but I already know they're going to sell out, so definitely not worried about your sock line, Seth. It's always done so well.
Thank you so much.
But congratulations on all the success you've had with the sock line and all the growth that you've had with the channel. Again, so appreciative of you just giving the channel that shout out a year ago, and it really came full circle. Hope to see you, I guess, at a SneakerCon one of these days. Kostos,
definitely.
We're getting you there. I don't care how busy you are. One of these dates, we're gonna make it work.
Great. Well, you can call my agent Tim and be like, Nick's going to lose his job because he's going to SneakerCon during football season. We'll see how that goes over.
Well,
non-football season, I can do it.
Since we share agents, maybe I can convince Tim to give you some love in this partnership.
Great. Yeah, we'll see.
And then we'll drag Tim along with us.
Great. He can come, sure. As long as I get to keep my income, I'll go wherever.
Kostos is streaming live, walking, like talking about sports betting while talking about sneakers at the same time. They're like, bro, did you just say something about a sneaker? Are we supposed to bet on a shoe? What?
Listen, like I said, I don't give a shit. As long as I get paid, whatever. Doesn't matter.
At the end of the day, that's what counts, right? It's going to the bank account. Or what is our quote? Right. We should end with this quote, Kostos, that you told us earlier.
Yeah, man. If like you out there right now, you got someone that's hating on your shit, realize if you ain't got haters, you ain't popping. You got haters, that means you're winning, and people want to tear you down. Don't let them dull your shine. Fuck them. Keep winning.
Exactly. So everybody take that quote with you for the night. Again, Kostos, it's always a pleasure having you on. If you
it was great meeting you, man. Seriously.
Listen to his podcast.
Yeah, we'll talk more sports in the future. I enjoyed
you bet for everybody. Kostos is the sports betting personality of You Better You Bet. So if you have not listened to his podcast, head over there and he'll tell you who to basically bet on. I mean, I can't tell you.
On Twitter and Instagram at the Kostos, TheKostos. The show is You Better You Bet, weekdays 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern, stations nationwide, Odyssey app, Odyssey.com, and on YouTube as well, youtube.com/Odyssey Sports. Thank you very much.
And then, Seth, where can everybody find you?
Just on YouTube, Seth Fowler. Search it up and
all
find
right,
it.
Nice and simple. So for those of you who, I know all of you probably heard of Seth since he is one of the biggest sneaker YouTubers.
Shit, I come on and I'm like, here's 15 ways to find me. Seth's just like, just Google my name.
Seth's like,
I'm not diversified. You've got all the different options, so you're set. You guys got networks. I've just got my own little little single lane.
Not really that little, but yeah, I appreciate that.
I appreciate it.
All right, so everybody, again, if you haven't thrown a like on this, be sure to do that. And again, hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. We do Shade Selects every Monday when me and Kostos' schedule aligns. Hopefully we'll have Seth back in here when we all have copped the Travis Scott Fragments.
So you'll never have him back in here, is what you're saying?
No. But that would be amazing to do a recap video if we all three had it. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to jinx us. I know. I'm like knocking on wood right now. Again, but it was a pleasure having both of you on here. And everyone, have an amazing night. We'll talk to you and see you on the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.